time as possible with our speakers, so I've just got two quick things to say. One, many of you probably remember Dan, who was a Rotarian with us for a couple of years. Great Rotarian, great fellow. And the other thing I want to say about him, here's a guy who is absolutely, truly living his dream. Living his dream. And he'll tell us about that. Dan Steinberg.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Rick. I see a lot of familiar faces, a lot of new faces. I haven't been here for a while. Just a little bit of a background about me. I joined Rotary, probably 2013, and this was the eye of the financial crisis storm for me. I had just left a not-for-profit educational institution in Bexley that I'd been working at for a couple of years. I'd been in Jewish outreach probably for about 7 years total, and my family was growing, and it came to a point where I decided that I probably could make more money if I went off on my own. You know, not-for-profits are not well known for their lucrative opportunities. So, my family was growing, and I said, I took television and radio back in college, back in the dinosaur age, and I think I could probably just take a go and make videos for businesses. This was 2011. Videos were just kind of exploding, and businesses seemed to need videos for their web presence. And I said, that's what I'll do. I'll hang up a shingle, and I'll make videos for businesses. And I just kind of quit my job. I had 3 kids. I had one on the way, and I had no business experience whatsoever. Recipe for disaster. Don't try this at home. And, I tried everything that I could think of doing to drum up business. I made videos for free. I made videos for $100, and excellent videos, really good videos for these businesses to help promote themselves. But I just had terrible business sense, and I really had no idea what I was doing. So I started to go to networking meetings, and eventually I took some sales training with Doug, which was extremely helpful. But it was, without exaggeration, this was literally going to hunt my dinner every single night, trying to drum up business. And it was harrowing. It was the most scary, frustrating, confusing, maddening time that I'd ever been in my life. Literally wondering how I'm going to pay the mortgage in a couple weeks. And it was at that time that I joined Rotary. And I was here, and it was all that I could do to kind of put a smile on my face. I'd see sitting with all the accomplished business owners like yourselves and executives, and wondering, when's my time going to come? How long is it going to be? And I would sit there, and I remember at the time I was driving a 91 Camry, and I was so embarrassed to drive here with it that I parked it out in the back. And I'll tell you, you want to, when you're a business owner, you want to appear successful. You want to appear like you have an air of success about you so that you'll be attractive. People want to hire you. And it was very difficult to reach out and tell people, hey, I'm hitting a rough patch over here. I'm stuck. There's nothing I really can't figure out how to progress to the next step. And it took a lot of courage to do that. But precisely because of that courage, that I don't know where I found it from. It just, maybe when you hit rock bottom, I formed some very solid, strong relationships with people. And it was that honesty and that openness and that willingness to connect with people and be vulnerable and let them know, someone would say, how's business? And I'd say, it stinks. It really stinks. And from there, you can grow. And so, I'd meet with all these different Rotarians, and they'd provide me, they literally talking me off the ledge, and it was a time that I look back on very, very fondly. I remember sitting here hanging. I'd hang on the words of the invocation for just some support. The invocation would mean so much to me. And I remember Scott once said, he was reading the invocation, and he said, God, I asked you for what I wanted, and instead you gave me what I needed. And that really, really hit me deeply, because this was not something, no one wants this. No one wants to have to figure out how to make a living and struggle and open up and feel raw and exposed, but it forces you to acknowledge certain things. It forces you to really form close bonds with people and take a look at yourself.